What is up, team? Hey, we got an awesome thing that we're going to be doing today. Today's Facebook Live, I am moving today. I'm up here at our Canton location. We got a class going on in the background. We're up here at Thrive, handing out all kinds of stuff, free week passes. So I had to get away for just a couple minutes to make sure that I could do this Facebook Live. And that's why the audio is a little funky. I'm in one of our offices, but hey, it's super cool. I'm gonna be slinging you the content no matter what. Don't worry about it. This video is, like I said, live. You can comment anything that you want below. I will answer anything right on the spot. I am super excited to connect with you, all right? So here's what we got going on, is today we're gonna be talking about maintenance programs. And that's a really kind of interesting topic. We're going to talk about what a maintenance program is, when you should be using it, like should you use it, like is that something that you want to do, and all that stuff. So with that being said, this is a new show. This is the first week of this show. We are doing shows every Monday and Wednesday now. Every Monday, I'm going to be bringing you a show called the Monday Mashup. We're going to be talking about different fitness and nutrition topics. And every Wednesday, I'm going to be bringing you a show called the Business of Fitness, where we break down different pieces of the fitness industry, different things that you might want to know or be interested in, or things that you didn't even know about. We're going to talk about like heart rate monitors. We're going to talk about different training methodologies. We're going to make sure that this fitness space that is really kind of all over the place gets some real detailed information to it. And what I mean by that is there's no governing body in the fitness space, so there's no body that that says, hey, this is how things should be done. There's no regulatory whatever. It's really just kind of like based on the information that you can get, right? And for me, when I was 5'5", when I was 13, I was 5'5", I was 200 pounds, and I was completely miserable. And believe me, I wanted to lose weight. Believe me, I was motivated. I was just searching for some sort of direction here. And part of that, the reason that it took me so long to reach my goals when I was 13 was because I was trying to get information, but I had no idea on how to get the information. Everywhere I went, it was wrong, or everybody said they had the right answer. Everybody was claiming that they knew what to do, but nothing helped me. So what I was looking for is I was looking for like the straight to answer. Do exactly this. If you can do exactly this, then you'll reach your goals. I was like, great, cool. That's what I want to find. So how can we do that? And that's what we're after. Everybody's different at Strong Side, but there's different methods to get you to your goals, and that's what we're going to be after. That's what this is about. This, the fitness business is all about breaking down different elements of the fitness business. It's not talking bad about the fitness business, but there's a bunch of junk out there. So how do you get the junk out? Then how do you talk about the good stuff? It's easy to talk about this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, this is cool, I appreciate it. What's good? What should I learn? What do I need to know? That's where we're going to live, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So today we're going to be talking about maintenance programs. What is a maintenance program? I got a bunch of cool things that I'm going to talk to you about. So you've probably heard this term a lot, maintenance diet, maintenance workout program. Basically, when you're satisfied with your body, which is fine, then you should keep doing that thing. Like if I did a maintenance diet program, if my goal is to lose 30 pounds, okay, I lose the 30, how do I hold that to make sure they don't gain me back? If my goal is to reach a certain body composition or get to a certain strength level, how do I get to that level and then hold it? And that's awesome here's the big if you have actually gotten to that goal. See, the problem is that most people participate in a maintenance program not knowing they're participating in a maintenance program, so they're trying to change their body, but they're participating in a program that's designed to keep their body the same, right? So how do you get your body to change? This is the most important piece. Your body only changes with new stimulus. Your body will not change with the same stimulus over and over again. So for example, if I do squats every day, you'll get really good at doing squats, but there won't be any adaptation or change to my body from just doing squats. You'll basically be the best squatter in the world, all right? Now, remember, as I go through this is live. Give me some love below. Comment whatever you want. Ask questions. I will answer it right now. We're talking about maintenance programs, all right? But here's the deal. So my body's not going to change without any different stimulus. I have to provide a different stimulus. I don't care what program you do. If you run every day, you'll just get really good at running. If you row every day, you'll just get really good at rowing. If you do snatches every day, you'll just get really good at doing snatches. If your goal of your exercise or diet program is to get your body to change, the only way it's going to change is through different stimulus. And that stimulus is like the adaptation, right? Well, the stimulus produces the adaptation, but the stimulus could be duration. How long are you working out? Like, let's say you do 30 minutes of cardio every day. That you'll get really good at doing 30 minutes of cardio every day. It doesn't mean your body's going to change. And then when you do more, you can't always just do more. Okay, I'm going to do 60 minutes, 90 minutes. If more was the answer, then we would just all do more. Then there could be load, okay, but you can only add so much weight. And then there could be intensity. How hard do you go? You can't go 100% every day. You got to vary the intensity. So really what we're talking about is this principle called the FIT principle, F-I-T-T, frequency, intensity, type, and time. So frequency, like how often you're doing it, intensity, how hard are you doing it, type, what type of training are you doing, and time equals how often. Basically, you need a lot of variety in your training program. I don't care what training program you're doing. I don't care if you're doing cardio programs, weightlifting programs, HIIT programs. You can't do the same thing all the time. You can do HIIT style workouts, okay? High intensity interval, and I'm gonna do all this stuff. But if it's the same high intensity interval, the same exercises, the same 30 seconds on, 20 seconds off, your body is not going to adapt. Promise you. It'll just get really good at doing that thing. It's not gonna change. When you're asking your body to lose weight or get stronger, what you're asking it to do is to prepare for the next task. Like the reason that you lift weights is so you can break your body down, and then your body goes, oh, I need to be stronger. Let me rebuild stronger. Let me rebuild with more muscle mass. When you ask it to get more endurance and you go run a couple miles, it builds back the stamina to be able to run 2 miles or 3 miles. It gets ready for the next stress. See, your body doesn't know that you're working out. Only your brain understands that you're working out. So your body sits here and goes, oh man, I don't really know what happened, but let me prepare for the next level of stress. Only your brain is understanding what's actually going on. So you got to keep changing it. Now with the varied stimulus, that does not mean random, all right? What random is just, I'm gonna do a bunch of junk all the time. I'm gonna do this on Monday and this on Tuesday, and then I'm gonna do 5 of these because that's hard, and then I'm gonna do 12 of these because those are hard. And you wind up trying to be everything to your body, so you wind up getting nothing out of your body. And you don't want that. You want system in line with your structure. So what is a maintenance program? A maintenance program is something that has you continue on the journey that you're on at the same rate by keeping you doing the same thing over and over again. So for example, if my goal is to lose 30 pounds and you lose 30 pounds, that's awesome, okay? And then you eat the same diet that got you to stay at that weight, you will not gain any weight. That's awesome, but you already reached your goal. For example, if you lose 10 pounds and then you keep eating the exact same way they got you to lose 10 pounds, but your goal is to lose 30, so 20 more, you're probably not going to lose the same. You have to keep adjusting the diet until, that doesn't mean less calories. Don't jump there. I'm saying adjust the diet. There's going to have to be changes. Your body doesn't want you to lose weight. Your brain wants you to lose weight. Your body, dude, 200 years ago, we were giving birth to babies in wagons, and now we have Tesla. Like, your body has not adapted. Only your brain has adapted. So your body's really primal. And every time that you do a push-up, the next push-up, your body's trying to find a way to make it easier. So you got to keep changing. You got to keep, messing it up a little bit. So you would have to keep changing that diet to keep losing weight, right? You probably diet this way for 4 or 5 weeks, then you got to change it, 4 or 5 weeks, then you got to change it, 4 or 5 weeks, you got to change it, 4 or 5, so on and so forth, right? Same thing with your workouts. So here's the deal. Like I said, you might be participating in a maintenance program and not even know that you're doing it. So let's say that somebody wants to lose weight. And I'm just using weight as a common example. And you know that the main factor of you losing weight in an exercise program is constant change, meaning that you need your body constantly guessing in what it's doing. In a systematic approach, not random, but in a systematic, structured approach, it needs to constantly change. And let's say you go do a workout program, and that workout program or that routine is always 45 seconds on, 45 seconds off, 45 seconds on, 45 seconds off, 45 minutes. Maybe there's an F in there, like whatever, F45, whatever. But I didn't say anything. But you're gonna get really stinking good at working out for 45 seconds. That's it. And your body's gonna get really, really adapted to 45 seconds. So it's gonna get complacent. It's not enough. At some point, it will not be enough stimulus can continue to reach the goal. Like, you ever done this before? You ever joined somewhere and you did a workout program, you started taking like a new thing, Zumba, running, like, I don't know, and you had really significant results really, really quick, and then you plateaued. Your body didn't change. And then what do? You think it's your fault, right? Oh, it's me, I don't have any willpower, my body doesn't like to lose weight, like all that junk, right? Or did you change stuff? Did you change, I'm gonna change how long I'm working out. I'm gonna change the weight that I'm lifting. I'm gonna change how fast I work out. I'm gonna change the duration. I'm gonna change my food. Like, all those things matter. So what if you did a program? So what if you said, okay, well, when I work out, I don't always do 45 seconds on, 45 seconds off. But what I will do is I'll do 30 minutes of treadmill, 30 minutes of Stairmaster, 30 minutes of rowing, 30 minutes of weights, like whatever. So the time frame's a little bit longer, and you think you have a couple more variables. That's still not random enough to get your body to change. It'll change a little bit in the beginning, and maybe you'll even see some muscle size or something like that, but it won't change for the long term. A bodybuilder never does the same routine twice. It is just over and over. They might do the same exercises, but they're coupleted different, whatever, and it's different ways of variance and change. So think of it this way. Have you ever deadlifted before? So if you deadlift and you're like, oh man, I can deadlift. But then how come if I ask you to run 400 meters and then deadlift, it's like you've never done either of those things in your life, right? Because it's a different stimulus. It's a different way of getting it done. It allows for your body to adapt. So by adapt, it's going to say, holy crap, I was not prepared for that. Let me rebuild stronger. Let me lose some weight so I can handle this stress. Let me build endurance. It needs different stimulus. You can't just always do back squats, 5 sets of 5, and be like, that's my back squat routine. No, it's not. You're just going to get really good at doing 5 sets of 5. You won't look or feel any different, but you'll be really good at doing 5 sets of 5. You don't want to do that. So we're talking about time right now. I'm going to talk about weight second. Time matters. Every time I work out, I do Tabata, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. I know that's really popular, but how often are you using it? Just because it was hard one time doesn't mean that you can keep doing it always. Do 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. Do 10 seconds on, 20 seconds off. Do 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. Do a minute on, 20 seconds off. Because you could vary the intensity, right? 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off would be a different intensity level than 2 minutes on and 30 seconds off, right? That's a really long cardio bout. It's only a 1 to 4 work-rest ratio. I mean, that's totally different. But then I could look at load, because here's the second piece of this argument, is you need weights. This is called the principle of overload. You need something that is stronger than you, or weighs more than you, or is harder to gravity than you in your training. Walk with a vest. How come walking to the grocery store is harder than walking out of the grocery store with bags? Because there's a principle of overload. You're carrying milk, you're carrying like whatever you bought, right? So if you can apply that stress, your body's going to adapt. Now listen to this, I'm not saying that everybody needs to lift 500 pounds. What I'm saying is everybody needs to lift, because our needs vary in degree and not kind. Yeah, that's right, back that up, listen again, share it with a friend. Our needs vary in degree and not kind. So here's what that means. When you're looking at a program, you are doing a maintenance program if you are doing the same amount of cardio every single time in the same ways for the same duration each time. Then you can even swap up the cardio. I'm going to do 30 minutes of Stairmaster, then 30 minutes of running, but tomorrow I'm going to do 30 minutes of running and 30 minutes of Stairmaster. It's the same thing. Like, it's not different enough. You have to vary your intensity levels. I'm going to do hardcore sprints. The next day I'm going to run 2 miles. That could vary, but it only lasts so long. If there's never an element of weight training introduced, and preferably a mixture of the cardio and weight training introduced, then you're in a maintenance program. And that's fine if you don't want your body to change. So if every time you go to your gym, go to your workout class, go to your routine, and it's the same intensity level, and it's the same class setup, and the same class format, the same 5 pounds, and the same, distance on the whatever, there's so many places like that. Your body's not going to change. And that's okay if you don't want your body to change. If you look the way you want to look, if you feel the way you want to feel, if you weigh what you want to weigh, then you're in a maintenance program, and you should do that. But if your goal is to attend the class to get bigger muscles, and by the way, ladies, toned means you want your muscles to be bigger. There's only 3 things you can do to a muscle. Make it bigger, make it stronger, and give it more endurance. Those are the only 3 things you can do to a muscle. So when you say that you want to tone your muscles, what that means is you want them to be bigger so you can see them, and you want less fat in between the muscle and skin. So it's more defined. That's what toning is. So it does have to get bigger. It's not going to get bigger with cardio. It's only going to get bigger with some type of weightlifting. You don't have enough muscle in your body, testosterone in your body to gain a whole bunch of muscle, but that's a whole separate subject. Anyways, you need the change. So if you think that doing the same 12 minutes of rowing or the same stand in your hula hoop and do 12 jumping jacks and all that stuff is going to give you constant levels of change, it'll give you some change, but it won't give you change forever. You're going to be in a maintenance program. So don't expect the body to change a whole lot. Now, the flip side of that, I want to be real clear on this. I'm not saying random. Look, I'm a CrossFit level 2 coach. I love CrossFit. I got all the certs, but I also have a lot of other training outside of CrossFit. And if I had to pick on CrossFit for a minute, everybody thinks that when I talk about that first part that I'm jumping over here to CrossFit. Hey, let's pull a bunch of stuff out of a hopper and just do random junk. I'm not saying that. Random is worse than the first thing. Random, I'm just going to pull junk out of here, do this today, do this, that, because it's hard, just because it's really hard stuff. You can do hard stuff. It doesn't mean that your body's going to change at all. So what you need is a structure. You need a structure and a plan that allows for your body to adapt, because you constantly apply change to it. Change in weight, change in cardio, change in duration. You're constantly asking new things. So I'll give you an example. At StrongSide, every month we change our training cycle. So it's not like a month is perfect. It's just an easy way to communicate to all of our members that every month the training cycle has changed. So in January, we're focusing on one training cycle. And then in February, we're going to focus on another training cycle. And it's not like when we progress training cycles that we forget about everything, like in the previous one. But we do take time for a focus. And that focus could look like, hey, we're going to do these 3 movements. Maybe it's a bench, maybe it's a back squat, maybe it's a power clean, or whatever. And we'll go through strength training cycles throughout that month to build comfortability and how much load and stuff. And then we'll focus on like a cardio portion, where it's like in January, we're really focused on interval weight training, or IWT. That's a very, very effective way to train. In December, we were focused on long duration cardio bouts or grit style workouts, like that low level of intensity, really long time. That's what we were after. Because your body, the reason you can't do random training is because your body needs some time to adapt to what you're getting it to do so it can actually get good at it. Like that first thing that I was talking about when I said, hey, you can't just be doing all this, the same thing every time. But when you start the program, you have really good results. Why? Because when you start the program, your body's never done this before. So you spend 6, 8, 10 weeks and it loses weight. It gets a lot stronger, gets a lot better because it's learning okay, I need to be prepared for this. I need to do these jump squats better. I need to do this thing with the dumbbell better. And you hadn't worked out in 15 years, so you went to the gym, and then over the course of 8, 10 weeks, your body had to start adapting new muscles, stronger joints, lose fat, get better. It's just that it can only adapt to the stress that you place on it. So if you have 5-pound dumbbells as an example, it will lose weight, lose weight, lose weight. Okay, the 5-pound dumbbells aren't challenging anymore, and it starts flattening out. What do you need? You need 7-pound dumbbells. That's what you need, just a little bit. You know, if you run 400 meters every day and start losing weight, and you just keep running 400 meters every day, what do you need to do? You need to run 600 meters, or you need to run 400 meters harder. You need to do something different, right? So I'm not saying that your program needs to be so different, oh my God, every single day. There should be structure to your program. I personally recommend minimum 4 weeks, at maximum 12 weeks in a training program. There is no need to go longer than 12 weeks in any general training program. The most I've ever seen from like Olympians is 16 to 20 weeks, and that's just because the athlete was getting burned out. But usually 4, 6, 8 weeks, really, really good training and diet cycles for the athlete. Every 4, 6, 8 weeks, you should be changing up what you're doing. And that doesn't mean that you never squat again, or that you have to squat 5 by 5 for 4 weeks. That's not what that means. It means that you could stay with a back squat, and every week you change the load lifted or the reps lifted. Maybe you start week 1, you're doing 5 sets of 12. Week 2, you're doing 5 sets of 10, but you add 10 pounds. Week 3, you're doing 5 sets of 8, but you add 10 pounds. So on and so forth. You're doing something to challenge it. Maybe the first week of your training program, you do 2 long workouts. Next week, 3 long workouts, whatever. But about every 4, 6, 8 weeks is when I would suggest changing the program. And that doesn't necessarily mean change gyms. I'm giving you an example of like what StrongSide does. Every 4 weeks, you're changing into a different training program. That way your body can adapt. And I think it also gives the athlete more of a mental refresh of, okay, every month I'm going to go back into this, and every month I'm going to reset. Every month I'm going to start this new training cycle. And how this ties all back into the business of fitness is that a lot of fitness businesses are maintenance programs. They're maintenance programs because they're the same way of the same doing thing. It's easy to scale that way, but the client wants change. And the client can't change for a very extended period of time. That's why there's a lot of client turnover at most other gyms, but they can't change consistently for a really long time because there's no new stimulus. There's no new load or duration or type of training. So if you don't want your body to change, if you're really, really happy with where you're at, participate in one of these maintenance programs. If you need your body to change, you need to be participating in a program that is going to challenge you in duration of workout, in cardio duration of workout, and intensity level, and load. More load, less load, load in a different way, different movements. The combination of load and weight training together, doing 10-minute workouts, 20-minute workouts, all structured in a week, that really matters. So when you're looking at which fitness program you should participate in, you need to participate in the one that gives you the most program design and the most change and the most structure to that change. So look, I know that there's a lot of junk out there in the fitness space, and my goal for you, or my goal with this show, is to break down different ways to look at fitness business and look and say, okay, why are all these gyms similar but different? Like, how do we have all these gyms? What's the purpose of them? What does this do? Like, why an Apple Watch versus a Whoop? What's the difference here? What is all this stuff in the fitness space, and how can it help me? Because I've been there where you're at, where there's so much information coming at you, you don't even know what to do with the information because there's so much coming. So we're going to demystify it. We're going to lean into it. And this show is coming to you every Monday and Wednesday. Monday at 12:15, Wednesday at 12:15. Monday is the Monday Mashup. Wednesday is the Business of Fitness. And don't forget, my webinar is this Friday. This is a private webinar this Friday where I'm going to be talking about your body type. I'm going to give you a free workbook. We're going to break all this stuff down. You're going to be able to follow along. And let's rock and roll, team. Happy Wednesday.